Hello and welcome to another Writerly Witterings with me, Michael Jex. Cheers! Now, usually I start off with something to review, like a pen or a pencil. I have various implements here I can talk about. However, the last month has been spent with wasting 40 hours trying to get Amazon to recognise a glitch that was on my account. In the end, I had to give up. 40 hours I thought was plenty enough time, and I cancelled the account, and I'm having to reset everything now, which is a pain. But it does mean that I haven't been able to keep on top of some of the things I was going to review. There's going to be some more pens coming very soon, but they haven't arrived yet. There's going to be a nice, useful coffee making machine, I hope, hasn't arrived yet. So I thought instead, just this once, I'd talk a little bit about what I'm doing and then what's in my new everyday bag that I spoke about last week. What am I doing? This, the Sniper. This was the very first book I ever wrote. It's the first book I managed to finish. It took me a month and a half to write, and I wrote it in January of 1994. And it's really rather good. I need to rewrite the beginning, I need to add 2 scenes in the middle and look at the ending. But actually this is pretty much good to go. It was accepted in 1994 by Bantam Press. They phoned to say that I had a contract, and then they wrote 2 weeks later to say, oh sorry, we can't take it now, and rejected it. The reason being, this is all about the Irish and the Troubles, and the IRA had just agreed their first ceasefire, so it was out of date. It gives me great pleasure to relate that tale. But last week I was talking about this fabulous, smells so good, Bison leather bag, a 4-part bag. Today I thought I'd just go over some of the things I've discovered recently which are really good and which I'm taking with me every day. So what's in here? There's lots of paper. There's watercolour paper and sketching paper. There's another sketching pad in the top there. There is a bottle of water, a nice steel canister. But there's also these 2 things. And this. Now, if you know me, if you've been following these things, you know I like sketching and painting. There's a sketch of Taunton Mill. There's a very quick sketched painting I did of the skyline from London Bridge looking up towards the city. And what else have I got here? There's some people I saw having an afternoon tea at the Finch Foundry just down the road from here. So I like sketching and drawing, and the main reason why I like it is because it fixes areas and things in your mind far more efficiently than just taking a quick snapshot with a camera or a phone. So I like to take watercolours, here's one little small set, with me whenever I go out. Now, I'm not keen on buying cheap Chinese products all the time. This was always my main everyday carrying bag because it's got lots of stuff that's really useful in it. One thing it hasn't got right now, is my main watercolouring stuff, because this all fits in this cheap little Chinesey bag in my new everyday carry bag. And the first thing it's got is my paint box, which I made some years ago because I can't possibly afford to buy a brass decent version, but this does the job perfectly well for me almost all the time. So I've got a wide range of colours. I'm not going to go through them all, but the ones I will just mention are Buff Titanium from Daniel Smith and Moon Glow from Daniel Smith, which are just stunning colours to mix and match with other things. Anyway, that is useful. That comes with me everywhere. What else is there? There's this, which is a pencil, which is water soluble. A Derwent sketching pencil. This is a medium one. I also have another which gives me a dark wash. And these two are just fantastically useful because you can go out and make a quick pencil sketch, and then using a water brush, which is what this is, it's got a brush at one end, and this is full of water, so when you squeeze it, it pushes a little bit of water out at the front. And that goes really well if you're just doing a quick tonal study, or you do a sketch and you want to just keep that sketch and nothing else. I always carry these three. I hardly ever use them. They're quite nice. They're, again, watercolor brushes. This yellowish one is supposed to be sepia. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's nothing like sepia. This is a handy one. This is just grey, so it gives you nice light lines which go well with the darker lines of the Derwents. And this is a darkish brown. None of them have any names, which is one of the things that is really irritating. They expect you to know what the colour is by the look of the colour on the back, which is nice, but it would be useful just to know what colour Staedtler actually thinks they are. Another thing I have is a water squirter, just to spray a light mist over a watercolour and keep it going, because once a watercolour page dries out, it does muck up things in terms of trying to keep the colours flowing. These are lovely. These are Pro Arte paint brushes for travelling. Not too sure what size this is actually. It's probably about a 10, possibly a 12. But these are fantastic brushes. They really are. They're so good that I've actually started buying Pro Arte brushes for all of my work. They're not natural fibres, they're not animal hairs, they're completely unnatural fibres, which I think is rather nice. So I always carry a round and a flat, and that gives me a huge amount of variety when I want to paint. If I want to paint. I mean, the trouble is trying to find a subject when you're walking the dogs, going around areas that you know exceedingly well, it's not always easy. But what is useful is when you've got your big water jug with you, is to have a collapsible water pot. This is made by Faber-Castell. I got it from Cult Pen some time ago. Very stable, really effective, very, very useful when you're working on a rough gravelly path or anything, because that'll sit on the gravel and it'll just keep still. Really handy. However, sometimes it's just that bit too big. You can't just stick it in your pocket, can you? It's too big. And that's why I got this. I saw this type of pot advertised, well, not advertised, it was being marketed by Michael Soloviev, who's on YouTube, who's a fantastic watercolour sketcher. I can thoroughly recommend going to have a look at his works. He does a 10-minute sketch every week, which I'm going to see if I can try to copy. But this is really useful because this is another simple silicone pot, which is moderately stable because it's got that sort of three-way base, but not anything like as stable as the Faber-Castell one. And this thing just will not go anywhere. But what this has got going for it is if you're out for a day, you can have some fresh water in one pot, and then this has a lid that is completely watertight. It's airtight too, come to that. And that makes it just enormously practical when you're out and about. Plus, when you look at how thin it is when it's collapsed, it is just wonderful. Now, you don't need water pots all the time. There are, as I say, these wonderful little brushes which you're carrying your water in the brush all the time. And if you're just doing small, simple sketches, these are really useful. But I hesitate to say this, but the simple fact is, if I'm out and I really want to paint something, these are just so much better. Very similar to Da Vinci Traveller's brushes, but infinitely better than these. These are really useful, they're really good, they're really nice. These are serious. So there you have it. A little update on my new everyday carry insert for my everyday carry bag. It really is rather revolting, but it does fit inside the everyday carry bag with the greatest of ease, and that makes it practical and worthwhile. There you have it, the wonderful things I carry with me every day. Bit of a diversion. Hope it wasn't tedious, hope it was quite interesting, and thanks a lot for watching. I will look forward to seeing you again soon. In the meantime, if you want to help support the channel, and I'm very grateful for people who do, there's a Patreon link down at the bottom. And if you've got any comments, if you would like to subscribe, if you want to hit the notification bell, if you want to share it and like it and all those good things, I'll be even more interested. Comments generally get responded to within a couple of days, so it's a good way of getting hold of me if you want to. Apart from that, thanks a lot for watching. Back to my tea. Cheers.